Now we're continuing our breaking news coverage of escalating tensions in northern Israel. Hezbollah, a Lebanon militant group, is claiming responsibility for firing dozens of rockets and shells at 3 Israeli positions in a disputed area along the border with Syria's Golan Heights. In a statement, Hezbollah said that the attack was in solidarity with the, quote, Palestinian resistance. Israel's military says it hit back with drone strikes on Hezbollah targets where the borders of Israel, Lebanon, and Syria meet. Joining me now is Zarit Zahavi, founder and president of Alma, a nonprofit and independent research and education center specializing in Israel's security challenges on its northern border. Zarit, thank you so much. I know you're joining us live from Tefan, which is 7 miles from the Lebanese border. How is the situation on the ground where you are?
Well, everybody that is serving in the reserve was recruited. A lot of local initiatives to contribute to the effort of war. Civilians that are living next to the border with Lebanon it's a self-evacuation, not by the IDF, but they are not going to stay in these communities which are, fence to fence with the borderline. We understand that the escalation that happened, as you said, in a disputed area, meaning an area that we took from Syria in 1967, and all of a sudden Hezbollah is claiming that it's Lebanese. This escalation can very easily expand to the rest of the Israeli-Lebanese border. We don't know, and since we don't know, and we've seen what happened yesterday, people here are taking precautions, all shelters are open, and we are staying next to the shelters.
Zarit, are you startled by the speed by which Hezbollah has now joined in the fray? We know that there was obviously the invasion by Hamas on the southern border of Israel, but I know one of the focuses for your organization is this risk of conflict along the northern border. So were you surprised by how quickly Hezbollah claimed responsibility and did those mortar strikes from Lebanon into northern Israel?
I was surprised that it didn't happen sooner. We saw the preparations in the past 2 years. And when I saw that this is happening in the south and not in the north, my assumption was that there is a dilemma for Nasrallah under huge pressure by the Iranians to join in. And eventually he joined in Mount Dov, the area that you call Sheba Farms. High chances that it will expand. I hope that it is not. As an Israeli, there's kind of a tension between being an Israeli mother here than being an expert. But I understand that what we are experiencing is actually an Iranian government campaign against Israel that was planned long ago. All these excuses about Palestinian resistance, they couldn't care less about the Palestinians' lives. All they care about is to carry out the Iranian vision, as was published in the past year very clearly, of multi-front arena campaign against Israel, raiding from various borders. The invasion is like you saw yesterday, and there was huge pressure that Hezbollah will join in. My guess that you will see also some incidents from Syria as well, maybe within the next few days. The Israeli retaliation here is very important to understand where this is heading. And I hope that the Israeli government, along with the international community, will send a very clear message to all these radical terrorist organizations that this is a campaign against values, that this is not a campaign against Israel, and they are not going to tolerate it, neither us nor the Western arena.
Hezbollah has said if Israel moves ground troops into Gaza, and this is a quote, if Israel moves ground troops into Gaza, they will meet all our forces in the north. What are the security challenges that Israel has if it's trying to focus its attention on the southern border in dealing with Hamas down there, if Hezbollah says that they're going to meet all and put all of their kind of exerted forces on the northern border of Israel?
I think the big question is, and if we don't have a ground attack, they won't do anything, but they just launched anti-tank missile from a school to an IDF position. So I think these publications were just words that I don't have any way to relate to that. You know, they looking for excuses and they find them. If it's not ground attack, it's something else. Don't worry about it. The bottom line is that IDF has to find a way to send a clear message to Hamas after what happened yesterday. This is not another operation, as our Prime Minister said. It's war. And it's war that was initiated by terrorist organizations that are using their own people as human shields. We cannot tolerate that. Hamas is responsible to what is happening, and Hamas is responsible to the death of Gazians, not Israel. Hezbollah will be responsible to the death of Lebanese, if there will be any. I think this is what everybody needs to understand. And it doesn't matter whether it's going to be with ground attack or air attack. This is tactics. It doesn't matter. Right. What matters is that we have to defend ourselves. We cannot tolerate 300 Israelis killed. This means that every Israeli knows somebody was killed. This is an unacceptable situation. And each of our viewers needs to ask the question, what if this kind of situation was happening in his own country?
I agree, Zarit Zahavi. I'm so grateful for you to take the time to join us, and I am wishing you safety to you and your family as you are so close to the border up there near Lebanon. Thank you for joining us, Zarit Zahavi, this morning.